All right, it is time.
Hey, look at
Hey,
us.
yeah, look at us. Who would have thought? Paul Rudd moment. All right, so welcome to the Smash Best of Five Smash Edition. This is where we talk about the MDVA Smash scene and otherwise. We talk about other scenes as well, but mostly here in MDVA. Talk about all the locals. Talk about who's doing well. Talk about everything you need to know about Smash in this region. I'm Nerf, commentator, and joining me today is Hall Monitor,
I am a casual extraordinaire.
casual extraordinaire. Okay, so on a scale of like
Thank you much.
1 to 10, 1 being casual, 10 being competitive, where would you place yourself on that scale?
I'd say a three. I like items on and smash meters on sometimes.
Jeez, what a degenerate. All right. Well, the good way to start yourself off then. I mean, I appreciate the good fun side of Smash Bros. I like, when I'm playing with friends who aren't as competitive, I like deviating a little bit. It's always, it's always a good enough time. It's never really, you know, it can be a little tilting sometimes just because you could die to just random stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But
Not gonna lie,
egos are
but
preserved sometimes. But put
that
it
is
like
true.
this: I
Wow.
am the scrub killer until the real scrub killers
The
come into
scrub
the
killer.
trailer.
Oh
Then it's
no.
like, okay, I know where my place is.
Good, good. Well, that's very important. You have to know your strengths and don't push yourself too hard. If you're not really like that tied in, that glued into the competitive scene, you want to foray into it every once in a while and you try to just like bring a more casual air to it anyway. That's cool too. Like I mean there's so many people out there who would be fine with playing a couple friendlies with like items on. Like I don't think anyone would be super opposed to that, but who knows. So this past week was pretty big.
Hmm.
We had a lot of tournaments going in, not just weeklies, but we also had the Spot Dodge 2 monthly here at Hashtag Gaming Arena.
Hmm.
Big shout out to that tournament for running as smoothly as it did with about 60 entrants. Uh, Definitely more than it was for Spot Dodge 1, so it is
A whole
an
10
incredibly,
more people
yeah.
came out to it, which is it's proof of growth, and that's exciting. We got a lot
And
of new faces coming in for Spot Dodge too, which is always good to see. Come on down, come play with us. We won't bite. He doesn't bite. Not
wow.
anymore.
Okay, anymore. Yeah, that's true. I mean, not since the incident. I mean, I would definitely say like, you know, this is such a good region for these kind of like growing
Hmm.
like newer scene. We did see a lot of new faces out of the Spot Judge Monthly, like a lot
Yeah.
of people that didn't maybe haven't been to a tournament at all before in their lives. This was a good first opportunity for them. I We also didn't have Waddy or Siegel Joe who were
Yeah.
at Spot Dodge 1. So the fact that that even more people showed up this time, a couple returners as well, some of the MDAVA favorites like QWERTY, Generic, stuff
Hmm.
like those guys, they, come out and make the scene what it is, but it's everyone else who's actively trying to come in and grow our numbers. Those people should be definitely commended for coming out and trying their hand as well. So
Matter
big
of fact,
shout outs to
I
them.
remember when Chris was playing on stream, he was playing to someone who came out for this was his very first tournament
Yeah.
with Spot Dodge too.
Okay, cool.
First time ever competing at Smash ever. And it was like, you
Yeah,
know what?
there you go.
Hey, be part of the fold now. You're
Absolutely.
one of
So
us now. You
yeah,
can't escape.
yeah. This is like the cool stuff that we like to see. We like to see more people going in and kind of fueling their own competitive drive. Super good stuff to them. So we can talk about Spot Dodge, the bracket, in just a minute, but I want to go. Basically, we're going to talk about the weeklies first, and then we can
Hmm.
talk about how Spot Dodge went. So starting off with, let's just start at Smash and Xanadu on Tuesday, so the past Tuesday. So ZD wins pretty handily.
Hmm.
Barking Frog gets second place. He gets double eliminated by ZD. So obviously
Ouch.
ZD keeping true to being a bit of a roadblock for Barking Frog, but a great second place for him.
Yeah.
Obviously Barking Frog, he has really good highs. I want to see him do. Even more. I'm definitely hoping to see even more from him because he did very well at SmashCon. He was one of the MDVA people who made it as far as they did. There weren't a whole lot of like locals that did really that well at SmashCon, but Barking Frog was one of those who really came from behind and was like a bit of an underdog. People weren't expecting it just because he wasn't competing as hard in Ultimate whenever it had first come out, and he had maybe missed a little bit out on the transition from Smash 4 to Ultimate. He really showed that the transition was just fine for him at SmashCon, and he's been kind of having good moments since then. Every once in a while, like I hear like maybe once every 2-3 weeks, like Barking Frog doing really well at one tournament and then maybe not going to a couple others, but then doing really well, the next month or so.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. So Barking Frog get a second place there. Seagull Joe actually got double eliminated by Barking Frog, got third place at that tournament.
Moving up the ladder, good for Barking Frog, and maybe a slip up for Seagull Joe a little bit. Would you say?
I don't know. I mean, so Seagull Joe, he has a great arsenal of characters, right? Like, no doubt about that. But I mean,
He's a Palo main normal,
well,
right?
yeah. So he plays Palu and I mean a little bit of Diddy, I guess, and Wolf. So it's like Palu, Wolf, Diddy, stuff like that. Little young Link, he has a couple other characters that he could play, but I don't know. I don't really know what he's focusing on at this given moment. I think he's been kind of flip flopping a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's the thing. You have a lot of characters like that. It can be easy to just kind of like, well, what if I play this, or what if I thought about maybe this and this matchup? And it's easy to get caught up in those kind of like theory crafting ideas.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just really gotta just like do it, feel it out. But yeah, so that's Seagull Joe. Fourth place was Desai. Desai always a strong player both in Maryland and otherwise. Getting fourth place. He also did get fourth at JTS The Grind this past Friday. So double fourth place for Josiah, showing that he's consistent.
Yeah.
In fifth place on Tuesday, we had Dingus Joe and Dexter. Now, Dingus Joe, this was before he came to the cave, so we can talk about how he did at the cave. But obviously, getting fifth place at Smash at Xanadu on Tuesday, that shows that he's still very strong, strong player, still up there with some of the very top of the top. Dingus tied with Dexter as well, so Dexter getting fifth place. Usually Dexter does very well on Tuesdays, and I don't know. I'm surprised to see that he got just fifth place.
Yeah, maybe an off night, we'll say.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, still top 8. I mean, top 6 rather is actually really, really still very good. In seventh place, we see Joj. We will be seeing a little bit more of Joj as well. I mean, Joj, he's definitely, you got to watch out. He goes to a lot of tournaments in Maryland. He does come to the cave every once in a while when he's like out of school and everything. So, super good Ike, very, very good. We talk about him quite often, but there he is again. He knows what he's doing. Gold, of course. I believe Gold. I can't remember who he plays, but he's definitely one of those ones that I haven't seen his name in quite a couple months, actually, in top 8s at Xanadu. I don't know if he maybe took a break or if he just was maybe just outside of top 8. Hard to say, but finally another breakthrough moment for him. Maybe a bit of a gatekeeper. I could see at Xanadu. Just being outside of top 8, trying to, just keep everyone else like who's just lower than you from getting into those top spots. Sometimes that's the life.
You have to earn your top 8 spot.
You do. You absolutely do. Then we can go to the other tournament. This is interesting because Byleth,
the
solo
controversial character,
right?
Him herself.
Day 4 Byleth, Pink Fresh, coming out, winning on Friday. JTS The Grind. What an interesting circumstance.
And beat who was it? ZD's Wolf.
Yes, beat ZD. Beat beat a lot of people to get to that win. And no one took a week off, right? Below him, ZD, Seagull, Desai, J-Lim, Decorn, all of the people I would expect to see in top 8 now. All the usual suspects, but it's the new character, right? And we obviously, this is the main topic of discussion, right? Byleth 7.0. We'll maybe put a bottle in this, a stopper in this conversation. We'll put that aside.
We'll come back to Pink Fox.
We'll come back to this, but yes, just to say the least, Pink Fresh won JTS The Grind with solo Byleth. That is pretty significant.
Maybe she's not all as bad as we all made her out to be initially.
She is, but like I said, we'll put that conversation aside. So like I said, second, we got ZD. ZD, winning on Tuesday, going just short of it on Friday. So obviously ZD trying to get back there, staying at the top, the very top level. Seagull at third, again, a little bit, consistent, same as he got on Tuesday. Again, same with Desai getting the fourth place, third and fourth getting the same exact placing on Tuesday and Friday. Consistency out of those two at the very least. J-Lim at fifth, tied with SAX, and I love it to see SAX, the Samus. This is what I'm talking about. The buffs for Samus, they're real.
Samus players getting
Yeah,
strong
I know you're
out
excited.
here.
You are a Samus player.
I am a Samus player.
Yeah, so shout outs to SAX and to all the Samus players out there. You guys got what you wanted. You got what you deserve. I think that character was a little bit lackluster before, but now you
We
can't
got
say that.
brand new power tank. We
Yeah,
got increase
exactly.
to our health bar. You know, we got new power ups.
Exactly,
Y'all better watch
exactly.
out
You
for
got the
us.
Various suit now. Now we're talking.
Full upgrade. All those
All
are
right.
for the next patch.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, and then seventh place we got Decorn, the homie. Decorn tying with Plot, who is a Luigi player.
Wow.
And so Luigi getting top 8 on the day that solo Byleth wins it all.
Hey.
That definitely a wacky bracket. I'm not gonna lie.
7.0, baby.
Yeah, 7.0. This,
things
but
got shifted
Luigi
up.
got nothing. Luigi only got a shield buff. That's it.
Exactly. That's all was holding him back.
The
Nerf.
universal shield buff.
All
That Luigi
that
got.
was
Yeah,
holding
exactly.
him back was the shield.
Well, I saw some clips and Plot actually getting some interesting, very, very lucky plays with the misfires. Sometimes going for the Hail Mary passes, it can work, and Plot showing that it can work. Obviously, very consistent play. I'm assuming if he got to that point.
Yes.
I definitely want to see a little bit more out of him. Hopefully, we'll see some more in the near future. In ninth place, I'm not going to go through all of them, but names that I know: Cold Weather, Pork Eye. Those two very, very strong players in Maryland. No surprise that they're just outside of top 8. 13th place, we got Krabby. Krabby is someone that we did see at Spot Dodge 2 as well. He's actually apparently from Florida. He's apparently from Florida. Florida, a pretty strong scene as well. Lots of top players from there. I definitely want to see.
He plays Dark Pits. I was watching him on stream.
He's a Dark Pit player. That's right.
He's a very good Dark Pit. He took Prima to
Game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe it. I mean, Krabby, he's definitely got some good skills here in this extremely stacked region. I hope that it will help push him through his potential, right, so he can maximize it. I want to see, the effect of how stacked this region is on outside players, just because, that's a real test. It's like if you do well at other regions and stuff, just like how in reverse Osiris went from Maryland to Georgia, started farming that region, right? In that way, can other players from those areas come up here and have extra challenges, maybe unlock a little bit of that potential, like I said.
We also saw a bit with a little bit data analysis point. We made a bracket, when we had the players from Philly come down and play our players.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to see the Philly players as well. Like, maybe it's there. It is pushing through to get the potential of beating Wadi. I mean, of all things, that's one way to do it.
Way to make a name for your region out there.
Oh, absolutely. Or at the very least for yourself, like the number 2, being number 2 and being the only one to take the sets over Wadi. It's just like, well, now you start eyeing that number 1 position, and the number 1 starts like looking back behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about. Again, so 13th place at JTS, like I said, Krabby, he tied with Let It Rain. Let It Rain, my commentator homeboy. Big shout outs to Let It Rain. He's on the grind. I respect it. And then we can talk about the Cave. So the Cave, interesting week. We had a lot of upsets, interesting upsets. This was the week that Dingus Joe came down to the Cave. Obviously, he was waiting. He knew that Wadi wasn't going to be here. Wanted to come out, farm that. He was
thinking that, it's my time.
Right, exactly.
Number 1's off in the invitational tournament. I have this, right?
Exactly, because he was 2 for 2 when Wadi wasn't here, and he got second place when Wadi was there, when they were there at the same one. He was eyeing that. He knew it was his time to shine. And then
good old Chris.
Pootie Tang.
He went under the alias PT, and then what was it? Was it round 1 or was it round 2 we knocked him out?
It was round 1.
Oof.
I'm not even joking. Dingus Joe having to make the loser's run of his life and just falls short because Len coming in hot swipes him.
Ooh.
Did not expect that. The sleepers in the Cave, I'm serious. Like you sleep on anyone at the Cave and they gut you like a fish, and you never expect it.
VA, baby, that's how we do down here.
It's just crazy. I mean, who would have thought that Pootie Tang with the cap? Well, actually, he played Meta Knight.
Oh, did
so
he?
yeah. So Pootie Tang, he played the Meta Knight against Dingus, and that's what won him the set. Usually he plays Captain Falcon. Apparently, Meta Knight is the answer to
Meta Knight hard counter Game and Watch. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know how. I mean, I can't imagine. I really got to ask him because it's just like that doesn't make any sense.
Maybe on his
not
game.
That character. This character
may even kind of cost up on a little bit. Like, oh, Meta Knight, I can handle that.
Yeah,
And then
Meta
turns out,
Knight.
oh no, I lost my set 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. Meta Knight got the really nice stuff. Obviously, he had some good mix-ups. He was
I mean, up airs, right?
Dingus was not he was getting caught by some things he shouldn't, like the both hits at the up B. So obviously, if you DI in,
Yeah.
well, obviously, if it's just a read, so Meta Knight can actually just follow. It's a 50-50. So if you DI in, he curves up,
Yeah.
right? And if you DI a little bit out, he'll curve out, right? So he'll follow you, but it's a 50-50. So he really just has to read it right. And Dingus Joe getting caught with some of those things. So those things can kill Game & Watch very early. He's an extremely light character. So Meta Knight has couple things he can sweep you up in, so you got to watch out for that kind of stuff, especially with a very low level of character experience here in Ultimate, because no one plays that character, right? No one plays it. Who would?
Low tier
Pootie
guys
Tang.
hiding out here.
Pootie Tang, the man, the myth,
I will
the
say
legend.
real quick, he's the reason why I play Falcon, because like watching him play at the game the first time that came out, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll pick up Falcon. Why not?
Right.
But I only throw punches because I'm a degenerate. But
Well, don't worry. We'll go over the fact that Jab 1 got quote unquote fixed. Yeah. All right. So if I had a laugh track, this is where I'd put the laugh track. Yeah. So that's the cave, at least in a nutshell. Let's go down the bracket. So Iota winning it all. Good stuff to him. I mean, Iota, super strong player always. Very, again, consistent when Wadi's not. Well, when Wadi's not here, he is consistent, but it's just like he really comes when Wadi's not here. I guess that's the only.
He's usually here to try to either to beat Wadi if Wadi's here, or when Wadi's not here to go, I am the king.
He's like, okay, now I'm gonna win. It's like, oh, Wadi's in here. Okay, cool, free money. He's like, okay, cool. So, yeah, he goes for it. But Rags, Rags did a good job of trying to stand in his way. Rags getting second place. Had some really, really good sets against Iota, but Iota really just extremely brute forcing his way through and just dominating in grand finals. It was really interesting. I like to see the the reset, but man, Iota's super strong with it. Zerom coming out hot. Zerom had a couple big upsets as well. So he took third place.
You still playing this?
Yeah, still playing the Ness. He does have the Belmonts in the pocket, so he has the pocket Belmont. He's a very strong player, but he has like those high highs, right? So he's sometimes a little bit inconsistent, I will say. But I mean, Zerom still forced to be recommended. I love how wacky he plays, right? It's like that's why he's inconsistent, because he goes for these like big, extreme, risky plays, and it's so hyped to watch, and you love to see it. But then when he messes up, you're like, oh, like. Yeah, it's like that disappointment, but it happens. Like you gotta go for that stuff. I have like the most respect. What?
Hey, risk reward. You gotta go for the big plays,
Exactly. Like a lot of people play one like so like safe and optimal, and Zerom just like throws that out the window. It was just like, no, I'm gonna have like fun. I'm gonna like go for wacky stuff, go for PK Thunder, PK Rocket, like all the time. I'm gonna go for PK Flashes. Like that's the stuff that I like to see, because when it lands, you're like, ooh, like wow, awesome. And then if you don't, you can be like, all right, I respect it. You gotta respect it. So
you gotta throw it out there. You never know until it hits.
Yeah, that's true. So Len getting fourth. Like I said, he came in and swiped Dingus in losers. I think it was a 2-1. And Dingus Joe, getting beat by Pootie Tang round 1. Poor guy. Like, I mean, that's unfortunate. He was like, he said he didn't have any like button check hand warmers or anything like that. And he was just like, I should have warmed up. Like, it was just, he knew what he had to do. And he was just like, okay, I'm going to at least try to make the losers run now. And, he did. He made a very, very good run. He still went very far in losers. But Len, like I said, the only thing left standing in his path, Len goes on to get fourth. Doing the Fox. I think he was pretty much only Fox that night.
He's been improving a lot. He came out with what, spot dodge 1 and what took one game off of Wadi, in winners semis, wasn't it?
He's always been like, he's always been like a super strong player. They always say that like Sig and Len, like they're kind of interesting because they don't travel too much. Even in Northern Virginia, they go to Tech Time a lot because they win a lot. Right? They make all the money at Tech Time. They like 1-2. And then they'll come to certain things, right? So they'll come to a couple caves every once in a while. And when they go to the cave, they still sometimes like don't hit top 8. Sometimes they don't. But then sometimes they just like get the huge run. It's very like you never know. Like it's all dependent on like bracket. Like who are they playing? I have no idea. If they get like Matador or Rags or someone who's just slightly better than them, sometimes they just do it. But they don't travel enough to make PR, right? They can't be PR because they don't go anywhere, right? So that's the thing. This is the one season that I would have expected them to be PR'd, but Yeah.
King of all you survey, sometimes you're just content with where you're at,
I mean, that's true. You are content. You can be content. But I mean, I'm sure they want to grind a little bit, but they also probably just don't care about being on the PR. They're like, whatever. So yeah, maybe they are content without him. I have no idea. Anyway, fifth we got Angelo and Zephyr. Zephyr having a really good run that night.
Hey.
Angelo, can't remember. I think Angelo he was the one who was gonna fight Pootie Tang, and
He then Pootie DQ'd.
so right. So I meant to talk about this maybe a little bit earlier, but so Pootie Tang. So he does this, right? He does this thing because obviously he's a family man, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got like a family, so he goes home. He doesn't want to stay too late,
So he's Guile. Got it.
right? But he's just like he wins. He beats the PR player. This is the second time this is happening. He's like the old Pootie Tang classic, beat the PR player into DQ, the true combo. Like
Yeah, it's taunting
Damn,
embodied, PR to DQ, like.
yeah, exactly.
He
PR
came
to
in, it's like,
DQ.
all right, cool. This is my
PR
bracket.
win to DQ.
Dingus Joe? All right, cool. I'm going to play you in one more set.
He's
and
like,
then
well,
I'm
I gotta
bounced.
go though. It's like, sorry, dude. And so he asks
Where are
Iota
you
who
going?
he
You're in
did
winter
this to.
semis. Ah, sorry, I got to go on the wife and kids. You know how it is.
Right. He asked Iota. He was like, Iota, I'm gonna ask your advice. And I was like, what? He's like, is it rude to like DQ after you beat like Dingus Joe? And he's just like, yes, that would be absolutely.
The answer
rude.
is absolutely
Because Iota
yes.
is like, when you did that to me, I was furious. like he didn't say that out loud, but I know that's exactly what he was saying because like literally he was mad when Pootie Tang did that to him. And I mean, who wouldn't be? Like anyone would be. It's like, you really just gonna beat me and then like you're not gonna like try to go
win
far
all
in
that.
bracket. You're just gonna like you're not gonna let it roll. You're not gonna try to make the run. You're like, oh wow, now I can make a run. Like you're just gonna give up now? And he's just like, well, I gotta go home. And so like, well, all right. He's like, I'll play one more. He's like, I'll play one more round, and then he does, and then he DQs. It's just like, well, you just did it anyway.
Hey, priorities,
I
man.
love Pootie Tang, but that's so savage.
It is.
I
It's
love it.
completely uncalled for. But I mean, at the same time, it's like that's just a
It's
little
just
bit of edge, a little bit of
you
toxicity.
can't
We're
fault
just like,
him.
yes.
Right, it's like you can't fault him
Yes.
for it. It's just like, I mean, yeah, if I had a family, like I'd probably do the same.
I mean, that's
thing, but
my
still.
goal. I'm pointing to get
It's like
good
at that
enough
point,
where
just
I
don't enter.
have a turnaround where I run into you, I run into Fuyoshi, I beat both of you, and after that, I'm dipping.
Hey, but that just makes
immediately.
Pootie Tang such a weird figure in bracket. You just fight Pootie Tang, and you're like, and he's like, you better not lose to me, because if you lose to me, I'm just gonna DQ. I'm gonna DQ either way. Like you better win. You better win, so I just lose.
I feel he might just tell his opponents, look, no matter how this match goes, I'm leaving afterwards. So it's all on you. Mind
oh
games.
my god, that's funny.
Mind games.
That's funny. The absolute mind game, and the other guy's like sweating. And he's like, why is he DQing? What's going on? It's like, oh no, does he know? Does he know who I play? And he's like, no. It's like whatever. It's just
have a
Pootie Tang.
lady
He's
at
just
home.
huge.
I need to go take care of that. So we could just hurry this whole match up for me.
Exactly. He's like, we
One,
could just make
SD
this
like
go a
at
bit
least 3
faster.
times. I'd appreciate that.
It's like that scene in Austin Powers where he's just like, you down there. You don't even have a name tag. Who are you? Just lay down. Do you know who I am? Just lay down. There you go. Just lay down. It's like, and the other guy just lays down, and he goes like dies. That's funny. Anyway, yeah, I can imagine that's exactly how it should go in the cave. Someone just lays on the ground and just SDs. There we go.
That should be a new house rule.
Right, new house rule. If you're against Pootie Tang. So anyway, 7th place. So we get Jeb and Sig. So Sig, the other brother, coming out, getting 7th place. So both of them making top 8. One of them hitting 4th place. Good stuff to both Sig and Lin for a good cave run for both of them. Jeb obviously consistent. Can't say anything else about him. He's doing very well. Still has some bracket demons. Particularly, I think Len. I think Len was one who knocked him out in losers. Dingus getting 9th. I wasn't.
All things considered,
That's still good.
It is.
Extremely good, right?
It's
For a
been unfortunate he
90-person
got
bracket,
knocked out
it
as
was
early
91
as
in
he
bracket.
did, but still making a way back. Maybe not
Right.
just cracking top 8, but just on the cusp. You
Right.
know.
Exactly. So Matador, PT, Pootie Tang, who knocked him out, and Yori, even with the TQ, PT still with 9th. And he changes his name. That's the worst
That's what
part.
did it, yes.
That is the worst part. That is the most egregious thing because he actually just changes his name. Like he's been going by Chris for the last 6 months, and all of a sudden he's going by PT, which is just shorter than his version, like his original tag, Pootie Tang. It's just PT now. No one knows who he is. File just looks at this and goes, I don't know who he is, seeds him last, and just be like, oh, by the way, you're fighting Dingus Joe round 1. He wins, and you're like, wait, who's PT? Is that Pootie Tang? what have I done?
This is why when he comes to the cave and he's on stream, I immediately stop what I'm doing to watch his match.
Yeah,
Because
he's
this man
hype.
is just-
Like he plays very hype.
he's just no regard for any sort of seating, for any
He's above
feeling.
all of it. He's
He
just
doesn't
like
care about anyone's feelings but himself. He is
He's like-
out by 9 o'clock every night. All right, cool. Thanks for playing, guys. I'll see you later.
yeah, right.
It's
It's
great.
like, all right, gotta go put my kids in the bath. See ya. And then yeah, dips out.
Thanks for the PR win, nerd.
Yeah, I know. 13th that night got Crit's name, Qwerty, Chozo Hunter. Well, my boy Chozo Hunter with the Samus. Again, the Samus is coming in
7.0,
hot.
baby. Brand new
It's
power
time.
tank.
It's time. Really quick, let's just go over Spot Dodge 2. You can find the bracket online. Rags getting first there, doing good stuff. Lost only one set to Remzi that day. Matador double eliminated by Rags. Poor guy gets second though. Still good win. Good stuff to Mata. Remzi getting third. Fastcree coming out. Now Fastcree did win Flex. Fastcree winning Flex and then getting fourth here at Spot Dodge 2. He's already off to a good start. He is number 20 on the PR this season for season 4. And he's actually also on the panel. So he knows what it's gonna take to get
Bias,
PR.
maybe? No, just me.
What?
Okay. What?
What? Bias? No, of course not. Because remember who else is on it? Siegel Joe is also on the panel.
That's
Where do you
also
think the
very fair.
Maryland bias comes from, my friend? Don't look no further. And then we got Symphony and Primid. Now, Symphony, good stuff to him. The DDD player, time with Primid, the young hero. Obviously, both of them doing very well at Spot Dodge, feeling like this is a good venue for them. I think Primid did very well at Spot Dodge 1, continued that
They
run.
played a match on stream. And
Yeah.
I was watching off the side, and at one point, like, Primid, you know how Primid is. Primid's he's very much like very loose. He's
Yeah.
very fun.
Loosey
and
goosey.
stuff.
He like loves like going for some cool
They
stuff.
were playing their match. Symphony was playing against him. I think he clutched out. I think it was the first match against him, right? And Symph just looked so visibly shaken. It's like, I need a minute to compose myself and calm back down. And Primid's just like, all right, man, you go ahead.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
But they're both on the watch though. And
Yeah.
Symph's DD is
Yeah,
Probably
DD is interesting.
he's got
Yeah,
a really good
Symphony
DD.
shows the strength of that character for
Yes.
sure.
very much so.
Good stuff.
It's a funny guy. I like him.
Yeah, I love Symph. Vereda with the 7th place, tying with Krabby, who we did see. So you saw a little bit of the Krabby sets. Vereda, the Robin player, our
Your favorite
hometown Robin
character.
player, super good. What can I say? It's Robin.
I'm here really feeling there if it's okay.
I don't want to say it. I won't say it. No shade. The Robin players are growing on me, except for the fact that Vereda and Mage King did do double Robin
That was
in
hysterical.
doubles.
in
That was
It
disgusting. I'm
Ugh.
so glad I didn't see any of that. So glad that was not streamed. That needs to be lost to the sands of time. Anyway, so 9th we got Beth Lannon, who is Kev's brother
yes.
from VT. Generic and Qwerty are MDVA, some of our MDVA favorites. Good stuff to them. Spot Dodge 2 ran extremely well. Out by 7:15. Where else can you get a 60-man bracket out by 7:15? Right here. Anyway, so now that we've got about 30 minutes left, let's go into what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is Byleth. Byleth, obviously, we can do Byleth stuff first, and then we'll go into the fighter adjustments. Those are going to be the big ones. Byleth.
By the
Now-
way, it's just down B. Only down B.
Just down
That is
B,
your only move
please.
you can use.
If you're relying on down B, the 64 frame startup move, please do anything else. Yeah. So down B is pretty crazy. Pretty
That is
crazy.
the X, a mirror for those wondering.
Yeah. It doesn't have any any stats for what it is on shield. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because it breaks shields.
Nice.
It's Hatchet Man, but like you could do it whenever you want.
Oh, so the hero player. You might like. You should like.
You
that
know
move
what?
then.
No, because Byleth is a worse hero, and that's what I'm saying. So Byleth, a lot of people are thinking like, okay, it's really early. How can you possibly know what the Byleth is that bad? First of all, have you ever played her? She's not very good. The Nair, not accurate, not visually accurate. Still has those little clips that whiff, like doesn't really work as well.
It's 51 total frames.
Yeah.
The 6 frame startup, active only from 6 to 26.
Right. This character.
It seems one of those moves that's like it lasts. You would think it lasts longer visually.
Yeah.
But then mechanically it doesn't.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah,
Take the time you think you have and then cut that in half. That's the active frame time.
Exactly. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, like the end lag, the end frames are so high. Like everything here is just pretty much invalidated by shield. So like let's take a look at like some of these like on shield moves, right? So we'll just start with like ground attacks, like jab one. You can't even jab shield. Jab one is -15 on shield.
Yeah, you're not really
Like
gonna put any
how?
pressure
It's a
on one of these
4 frame
moves.
startup with -15 on shield. Who thought that was a good idea? Jab 3 is -22 on shield. That's disgusting. It's like you can't do anything. Rapid jab finisher is -40. You actually finish the rapid jab on someone's shield, you must be smoking. Like you are absolutely out of pocket. Forward tilt -15, up tilt -15, down tilt -14. A down tilt that should theoretically poke. Like nah, come on,
To
come
be
on.
fair, the down tilt does combo on the up air pretty decently though.
Right. I mean, sure, but I mean, you got to hit. I'm talking about like just shield everything, everything except for down B, except for down B, except for down B, except for down B.
No, we take those.
Right. Dash attack -26 at worst on shield. The forward smash, everything like forward smash. If you're not shielding that move, you please do so.
It's got good
I'm
range.
begging you. It's -31. Right? That's crazy. Up smash, down smash, all of these like 20 plus, negative 20 plus on shield. Even the Nair. The Nair itself is like at best -9 on shield. Right? I can think of at least half the roster that has, well, maybe like a third, at least a third of the roster that has some option to just invalidate that.
Go ahead, list them all. List all the roster options.
I'm not gonna do
How much
that.
time we got? 20.
That's like
You got
25. That's like 25 characters. Please no.
What, out of 80?
Forward air is not bad. Forward air is -6 on shield. That one's not that bad, right? Forward air is okay, and it's a good kill option. I'm not gonna lie. Forward air is not a bad option because it has so much range. Look at that huge disjoint on that,
Yes.
right? It's like very very long.
Thar is a very long spear, and like it has like it,
Yeah, Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Uh,
It's a good move though. She's
Yeah.
not super optimal. She's not super flashy. Like the moves really aren't
Right.
all of that, you know.
right. I can
But
see why Sakurai
in-
called them a distance demon, right? Because this is like all spacing.
Yes.
This is just the pure spacing the character.
Yes. You should also figure that when you immediately said, yeah, immediately it's like Robin's, but worse. And it was like, yes.
Yeah,
Footsies.
but worse because it's like the Levin sword, but plus like 1.5 times the length, right? Anyway, so back air really nice. Just like the range of that. Obviously, it's huge disjoint, like pure disjoint, almost pure disjoint. She just throws the spear at you. But it's like it's -9, -8 on shield, so that's still not that good. Down air incredibly risky, but it does reach very far.
Yes,
So
the down air is strong.
certain stages like Smashville with the harsh slant on the bottom of the stage, that could actually be kind of a viable option. You really have to watch out if you don't like immediately snap to ledge and you maybe extend your hurt box through your up B animation, something like that. You really do have to watch out for that stuff. Other than that, the down air in neutral, definitely not the best tool. Lots of shield pressure and shield stun, but still, it's what, -21? Not the best. It's like I'm not so sure.
It's
about
a
that.
very telegraphed character. You're more times than not should see the move coming and be able to react accordingly. But sometimes you may not be thinking, hey, how many frames will it take for this move to come out, and you may be caught on what your next move set's going to be.
That's
and then all of a sudden, boom, your shield got broke.
Right. Yeah,
Or you
you're
got
right.
Spiked.
Yeah, you're right. In terms of special attacks, these are relatively simple, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the neutral B being cancelable, right?
Which is
The big
nice.
arrow. But it has two phases,
Yeah,
right?
It's cancelable up until second phase.
The second phase, exactly. So once it starts glowing gold, then you can't cancel it. You're stuck in it. So a lot of people will try to like mix it up throughout the first phase of the arrow and everything like that. But once you get into that second phase, it's punish time. Like
Yeah.
I see it coming, and I'm like, okay, if you're not letting go like within half a second, I'm ready. I'm like jumping in on you, punishing, going for something hard, because you can't like at that point you can't switch the side either,
Yeah.
right? You gotta watch out.
Ain't no B reversing arrows around here.
Well, you can be reversed the initial startup, but you can't be reversed in the animation of phase 2, right? So you can do it before you start phase 2. Anyway, neutral B is good, but it's a very, very long. Like you can see how long that hitbox is right there. It's huge. It's very huge. Covers pretty much the entire stage, and the phase 2 is a big hit.
If you'd like to see for yourself, every Smash Bros. Trader website,
UltimateFrameData.com, baby.
That's how you learn everything.
There you go. UltimateFrameData.com. Don't listen to me.
Say that 3 times fast.
So side B. So what's interesting about the side B is that it has 2 forms, right? Just like how Samus missiles are, right? So if you have a smash attack version and you have a sort of a dash attack,
tap version.
a tap version, right? Exactly. So you have the, I don't even know how you say that, Arid bar. I don't know.
Ribthar, something like that.
Arid bar. I don't know. Look,
I don't
side
speak
B.
English.
It's the side B. Extremely bad on shield though, right? You should be shielding this almost any point. Just don't do it. Just please. It's only active for like 2 or 3 frames in the ground or in the air.
But those 2 or 3 frames,
so you can spot dodge
that 30 damage that you hit by it.
Right. But like I said, so the goal of that is you want to spot dodge.
Yeah.
So spot dodge, shield it, whatever you want to do. Lots of inleg on that sun. So you gotta do that. But it's a 65 total frame move. Pretty interesting stuff. Up B, obviously it does have the spike if it's like if you're above like 50 to 60% depending on the character weight.
Yeah.
So it's like,
got some utility in there, but
you just gotta watch out because reversing up B could be a good reverse edge guard if they're up a stock. And they can probably still get back anyway, so they might not even need to be. But you got to watch out because if you get hit by that and you're like above like 60%, you might just die. It's got a lot of knockback on that.
Yeah.
So you can't do it. And of course, it's untechable if you hit the stage or the ground.
It's got good wall cling too. So you
yes.
So rather like on Kalos, for example,
exactly.
Recovery of that. I think it's got a longer tether range than Joker's, right?
I don't know about that. Maybe. It might be. If you read it, it might be true. I know
they're very close to each other, but like I'm not sure who has like slightly more distance on their tether. But I want to say it's Byleth.
Yeah, I think technically Joker's tether is better, but Byleth is okay. But remember, just like with any other tether, you throw out an active hitbox, you just beat him. Like there's nothing they can do.
Opening the door, like yes,
right. So you got to watch out. Exactly, like just like fall with a sex kick or something like that, and just knock him off, and they can't get back. Although you can, like you said, grapple back up the stage, but it's a limit, right? So after like 3 consecutive times, it just drops. You lose, right? So 3 instead of the usual 5 for ledge regrab limit. For tethers, it's 3. It's interesting. Anyway, so down B, Amir. So this one is the shield breaker, right? The hatchet man. It's huge, right? 64 frame startup though. You gotta just get out of the way, right? If you get hit by that, you definitely fell asleep at the wheel, and you need to like wake the hell up.
But to be fair, with some credit, like you can be reversed with that. So
you can be reversed, like, absolutely.
It's definitely worth like jumping back. Well, maybe jumping.
But you have time to roll. But you have time to roll in, see that he's V reversed, then roll back out. You're fine.
Like how fast your roll is though.
Most characters could probably just roll out. I would say maybe Bowser. DDD.
What 30-some frames for my roll back roll?
I don't know, something like that.
It's okay.
The grabs are okay. I mean, grab range isn't the best. Again, a DLC with a kind of a poorer grab range. No kill throws. What can you say? Doesn't really have anything in the way of those. So, Byleth still, Pink Fresh did win. Why do you think that is? As a casual non-competitive player, why do you think that? I want to say,
it means it's the same thing. Usually, we see new characters come out. Everyone wants to try them immediately. No one's got the matchup data yet. No one has all the frame data yet. Immediately, so it's a big mystery. It's like, what can I throw out to this character, and who will be ready for it? You know,
it was day 4 active.
A very select few people who are going to already know ahead of time. Okay, cool. I can beat this with this. I can counter this with this.
Yeah.
It's got that brand new shiny appeal to it. Like.
Sure.
Right, like when the hero came out, everyone's like, "Cool, this character's busted." Right. To be fair, it's because in line for like what?
And then
I think before SmashCon, did hero come out?
Or it was something like that, and I think Parappa did very well. I think Parappa did very well with hero the week it released, or someone did. It was Parappa or someone else, and they just killed it with hero like the week of release or whatever. And I remember because Parappa was the one who was getting clipped all the time and be like one of the first people doing really well with hero.
But as I say, is like new and shiny characters will always have an air of mystery around them up until like maybe maybe like a week after the release.
I think
of
more than
said
a week. I
character.
think it'll probably take 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half.
I say 1 to 1.5 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
You know how communities are about this type of things.
I mean, that is true. We do beat things into the ground sometimes. We try to like learn as much as we can, but still, I don't think everyone's gonna have the knowledge in a week and a half. You know, it's like I think
it'll be out there. It's
right,
up to the
exactly.
individual at that point.
Oh yeah. We have access to this kind of stuff, but it's not gonna
yeah.
sink in until about 2 weeks in.
Yeah, and that requires playing the matchup, playing the character, playing against it, so you know what you can and can't do.
Right, because frame data is one thing, but like feeling out a matchup is another. Right, you just have to practice and see what in practice comes out of the matchup that you're playing. So. Anyway, something
again,
to think
credit to Pink Fresh for the second round. I'm gonna try it out and pulling it off.
And that's the thing, what I think is so important that we forget about in terms of like a game like this or any competitive event or something like that is like sometimes you don't need to play well, right? You just need to play better than the other person. And if you can do that, not only in this moment, but in every consecutive moment, if you can at least make mistakes that are not too fatal for you, and the opponent makes more mistakes or something like that, you will win, right? And so obviously Pink Fresh, having good enough fundamentals to make Byleth work, learn quickly, right? Learn how to utilize the tools that Byleth does have very effectively, just overpowering people with unknown variables, right? Things that they are not aware of, and going for, kind of interesting stuff. Just trying to, like we said, feel stuff out. That's how you make that progress. And obviously, people like ZD still getting beat by it. Siegel, all these guys that they have good fundamentals as well. But Pink Fresh, who is a player who, again, it's kind of like Barking Frog. Like a lot of people said, like he was more well known, much more successful in Smash 4, right? And he's been doing still extremely well in Ultimate as well, staying inside or just outside top 8 at Xanadu's, and he is a really good player. Obviously, this is the first season that he's been on the PR because this is the first season that didn't require you to travel outside of your sub-region, right? So mysteriously, right, Pink Fresh is on it. Like, not a coincidence at all, right? He still always had the skills to be PR'd, but he was always, like, not a traveler, so he wasn't able to be there. And now, obviously, we see why, right? We see why he has these skills. Doing very well with the Byleth. No, it's a surprise, but it's like a welcome one.
Could be PR, but maybe just aren't for whatever reason. Maybe not traveling or just timing. Like
right.
We said I have a couple here on the VA side.
Right, but a lot of people will probably use this as like a way to fuel the fire of this discussion and be like, oh well, this is proof that Byleth is a good character, isn't bottom 5 or 10. I don't really buy into that mentality. I think Byleth is pretty bad. I still think that, like, this aside, Pink Fresh is good. Yes. Right? Pink Fresh is very good. I think that Byleth still has a lot of problems that might not have been capitalized on that early into the life of her release. So, something to think about.
Lastly, we're going to wrap things up here, and we'll talk about all of the other minor tweaks and adjustments made in patch 7.0.
Some of these are not so minor. I would love to say that these are minor, but these are absolutely not minor.
Yeah, some characters more than others.
So some characters just got so every patch has sort of had a theme, and this is the universal shield size buff for everyone, almost everyone. Over, I would say 2/3, 3/4 of the roster got increased shield size as their buff. Obviously, you can look through all of those. We'll just list them off towards the end. But what I do want to talk about most is the actual character changes. So, since you are the Samus main, you're first up on the list. Samus and Dark Samus. Now, we got quite a few buffs here. So dash attack, up smash, down smash, and up throw, as well as the Zair.
The Zair is the most important part out of all of those updates.
Yeah.
Because if your Samus play up throw, it's nice to have.
Right.
Definitely don't use down throw or anything else.
Right, and it kills what, like 20% earlier?
Slightly.
Yeah, something like that. Like 20% is actually a really good buff. A lot of people forget about that kind of stuff.
It is good, but like it's not her best throw though.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, but the up smash is I think it's nice. If that kind of people start falling out of it, now I think I'll be happier with that. But the decreased distance and the sweet spot having it is nice to have.
Yeah,
Same with the dash attack and also the knockback with
for sure.
with dash attack. I think also with her down smash too. Extra distance.
Right, right.
Nice.
And the first strong hit of dash attack, that was already the one that killed.
Yeah.
Right. So having that kill a little bit earlier, or is it just more damage?
It's more knockback, really.
It's more knockback. Okay, so it's more knockback. But then we also have extended launch distance, aka more knockback with the up smash, the down smash, and the up throw. Those are all really big. What does the Zaire buff do?
If I remember right, it's like it will. I think it's like it'll connect more often. I want to say.
Yeah. So
With a
it lasts
slight
longer in
increased
the air,
power
right?
with
So
it's like it's going to do slightly more damage. Not like.
but like,
it's
how
very
is it in
economical.
terms of combos? That's what I mean. Like, how is it in terms of combos?
I don't know. I'm not gonna have to pull off combos the same as Nerf.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, okay. Fair enough. I guess I should have. Okay. Well, okay. Whatever. That's fine.
Thanks for bringing that up, buddy.
I didn't mean to. Okay. Whatever. Hey, that's fine. It is something interesting. I want to see. I do see a few Samuses using Zaire.
Yeah.
I would like to see maybe using that as sort of like a combo extender, trying to like maybe use it as like an anti-air, like an air-to-air option. I could see that being like pretty optimal.
Maybe.
It's like maybe. I mean, if it lasts as long as if it lasts much longer, I don't know what the quantity of the change is. I don't know how to say.
Hey, this was the last four afterwards, ladies and gents. We're gonna find out for ourselves.
Right, but Samus and Dark Samus, both characters that did get increased shield sizes. So then Captain Falcon's next on the list, but they made it easier to hit jab 1 multiple times. I heard that this wasn't really a fix, right? So I heard that this doesn't really work as well, and they actually need jab 2 to be better as well. So it's just like jab 1 is like fine, but they also have like a litany of other problems, right? This is not like a working character right now.
I don't think it's ever really worked how it's supposed to sometimes.
Yeah. He's a little,
but being
grumpy.
able to kind of jab and combo jab into itself, it's there.
Yeah, but what does that give you? An extra 5% every 2 neutral interactions if you're lucky. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Well, something to think about. I mean, Captain Falcon still has things that need to be done. I know Grace and Glory, for example, went to Nintendo customer support chat, in order to get the. He was like, "Is this the best place to levy my concerns about how broken my character is?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, this is the perfect place." And I'm like, "Is it really though? I don't know. Whatever." That's beside the point.
I need that chat text log.
Yeah, let me see. Let me double check. Let me see where you're sending that to. Are you actually sending this to your boss?
And I need that number while we're also at it. I have complaints to levy too.
Okay, well let's go. You get just list them all out like Martin Luther and just nail the proclamations on the door of the church. Let's do it. So we got Sheik and Zelda, both of the forms of the young lady herself, getting buffed here. This is actually really interesting. So Sheik and Zelda, I think they both needed it. Zelda, I don't like playing against her, but I respect that she needed the buffs. I get it. I understand. I will not deny.
Character
I will not
development right here.
Yeah, I'm a team player, of course. I want us all to grow, rise together as like our low to mid tier mains. Well, I don't main those anymore, so
You main someone who's free.
I don't main anyone who's free. I mean, maybe everyone is free actually. Okay, anyway. So Sheik got got a few things buffed as well. So down smash grab, neutral special, side B, up B, and of course this shield size buff. The down smash ended up getting increased attack speed, so it comes out faster.
Yeah, it comes out faster. It's easier to kind of combo into itself. It's like you could fall out of it pretty easily, and most other changes were made. So like you can't usually with her side B, you can't clang with it. Or, this interrupt it or avoid it, by throwing an attack through it.
Yeah,
which is a nice change to have.
Yeah,
still don't show the kill like she does already.
For sure.
But a couple quality of life changes for that.
For sure. I mean, it's nice that she also got the increased grab range, right? Standing grab. She needed a little bit of extra grab range. It was pitiful. But I would love to see that on some other characters. I mean, maybe this is a good sign that maybe they're at least like looking at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sheik obviously was one of the ones that needed it, but there are a couple others I would like to see those. Neutral B, obviously this is interesting because the needles, right? So the neutral B is the needles. That has a reduced vulnerability, so less end lag. So that is now a combo tool. So I've seen a lot of new combos with the fully charged needles. You just kind of like combo jump, go into the needles, they go down at an angle. You can go in for another like a combo extension.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. I'd like to see some of those in the near future. If we ever see a Sheik again, I want to see maybe like Pulse or someone pull back the Sheik curtain.
Void.
Yeah, Void too. I mean, on a national level, yeah, definitely on like the very very top PGR level. I would like to see someone else, maybe like Void and someone else. I think there might be someone else who's thinking about picking up Sheik. I want to see it. That's a really interesting one. That's a combo tool. Um, Side B got buffed. Kind of little interesting. So like the explosion lasts longer. I don't really know how much like by how much that's changed. Obviously the up special explosions getting buffed all around for Sheik, so that's pretty good. Then we go into Zelda. Zelda has increased power on her F tilt, and of course that's both damage and knockback. So that's pretty good. F tilt, definitely now a good choice. I mean, I see her go for forward smash a lot more often, but Zelda can probably maybe this is a reason to use F tilt a little bit more. Nair obviously connecting more, easier to hit every hit. And then the up air. So the up air is actually really nice. It killed very early already, or at least, well, it didn't kill that early, but now it does. Right, so the range is up.
A bigger sweet spot for it now.
Exactly, the bigger sweet spot is huge, right? So the launch distance is like way bigger. I think that kills like 20% earlier as well. That's like huge. So decreasing the power for like the sour spot is fine too. That's a good trade off. So it like puts it all the power in like this in the sweet spot. You want to see that. And then we got this side B. So side B, her Phantom, or
Yeah, Phantom Knight.
yeah, no. I'm sorry. Side B is the explosions, like
yes.
the
Down B is for Knight.
right, exactly. So the Din's Fire, so increasing the high damage range and the how long it lasts. So making it much more viable. I mean, it's kind of like a bait, right? It's like Explosive Flame but different, right? So Explosive Flame is kind of like just like stationary.
Yeah.
This one's like a traveling
You can
explosion.
move it.
You decide when you set it off. I think that gives it a little bit more strength than the neutral. But I mean, so does the Phantom. So like alternating between side B and down B for Zelda is like bread and butter stuff, because you just want to like stay at distance and like throw out the Phantom, like while you're throwing out the Phantom, like cover it with the side B and everything like that. So using those two now buffed options, I want to see how this increased knockback and increased power for both of them is going to affect her bread and butters, and like seeing how it works on the neutral. That's what I want to see. What about Dr. Mario? So how do you think How do you think these buffs are gonna work?
Oh, he's just getting more hits, getting more power to hit other people with.
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
Just about it. He's going.
Dr. Mario always had kill power.
He's gonna hit you harder and he's gonna hit you further, which I guess is nice to have for it. But
Sure.
I don't really know why you still have him as a character, to be personal. But
I don't know either. I mean, so that's the thing. They kept him in because it's Dr. Mario. Like, oh, he's a
Melee
legacy character,
character.
right? Like, we don't really need to even go over these that much because, first of all, no one really plays Dr. Mario, but these are not going to make him viable, right? His recovery is just not good enough. And they're not buffing the recovery, they're buffing the damage on the sweet spot of the up B, right? So right on the startup, right in front, like when you go for that up B as like an out of shield damage option or a kill option, like that's buffed, but it doesn't go any farther, right? So the things that he needed most, it's like buffing DK and like making DK kill earlier. It's like, do you really need to do that? It's like, why don't you just like make him live a little longer? And they're like, no, he's supposed to SD.
We're going to do how fast can I kill you with Dr. Mario before you kill me?
Exactly, right. So yeah, it's just a slugfest. So they're really making Dr. Mario a bit more of an extreme character. Mario, if you want to like survive, play Mario. Anyway,
changes to both Young Link and Toon Link, which
yeah,
is nice to have.
these are going to be interesting. So these are the ones I want to talk about next. Young Link and Toon Link. What do you think? Which one do you think got buffed better?
Probably Young. I will say we see more of him than we do see Toon. I guess it will see how much more of a change that I guess for his kill speed for Young Link.
Okay,
as well as a kill already.
Okay,
most of it's kind of just launch distance, you know.
Okay, see, I would say the opposite, because here's why. Because Young Link was already good, right? So the buffs to Young Link don't really do that much in comparison to Toon Link. Toon Link already had a couple things that he was heavily relying on in order to like kill, one of them being like back air. Now that the back air is better, it's going to help a lot. I mean, down air obviously as well. So down air, down smash, back air, and the dash attack getting less end lag. Those are all helping him survive just a little bit longer. The Zair buff doesn't really work as well for Toon Link as it does for Young Link, I don't think, but it doesn't really have to, because Young Link also doesn't rely on Zair, and I don't think will after this patch. I don't think the Young Link buffs are really going to help him that much, right? So up air killing earlier, up smash killing earlier, forward throw killing earlier. Those were the usual things that you were using to kill, and you're not really going to land them at like 100 anyway sometimes. If you get lucky, you'll catch it, but it's like you're still trying to hit the same move, right? The move itself, in terms of like how long it lasts, frame data wise, it hasn't changed. It only just kills you earlier. So you're still relying on the exact same move and trying to win neutral in the exact same way. So that doesn't really help you. You're just winning it earlier, and you might get the kill off of it.
Talk about decreased vulnerability for things. Let's talk about these Shotos right quick.
Okay. Well, yeah, so Young Link, Toon Link, these are the interesting things. So Ryu and Ken, these are the reasons I'm picking up Ryu and Ken. Oh,
Kara,
actually,
cancel.
Kara, first.
Cancel.
Actually.
Kara, cancel.
True. Kara canceling is in the game. But first, let's talk about Zero Suit. Real quick. The down special getting, so the down B, the flip kick, the berry getting severely nerfed.
Don't call it severely. It's definitely
I like it. I'm a huge fan of that because it's like now it's easier to mash out. It's not as like all in of an option for Zero Suit. I feel like it makes more fair.
They watched margin of 7 and said, wait, that's illegal.
That's true. And then Palutena, of course. So Palutena nerfs as well. There is a bit of a trade-off with the Palutena. The up tilt getting buffed in favor of like nerfing the Nair. The Nair doesn't kill as early. We did see some of that in spot dodge. Nair obviously not as good of a kill option anymore. It should be just used as a combo tool. So that's something to think about. And then Ryu and Ken. So Ryu and Ken, they have Kara canceling. So now you can cancel. This is a new development tech.
This is officially a Capcom sponsored game.
Exactly. Like they give these two characters
Welcome
so
to the
much
Capcom
love.
Pro Tour.
That's why I'm jumping on this. That's why I'm jumping on this ship while it's leaving the station. Because I'm like I'm hopping.
Shoto, that's neither here nor there.
I'm hopping on. Because let's be real, these card cancels you can now cancel any normal move, whether it's a ground or an aerial, right? Even charge down smashes into an input ability. So as long as you're doing input, you can go cancel into it. So you've seen the clips where you like charging down smash into the Tatsu, right? That's something that you can do now. Adds another extremely intricate level of footsies to a character that was almost entirely dependent on
best part
footsies
about
neutral.
All of that is that it costs 0 bars a meter.
Exactly.
I can throw it out for free.
You can do it for any time you
want. Just at the cost of arthritis for my fingers.
Right, exactly. You don't have to worry about like end lag. The only thing you have to worry about is end lag, and that's pretty much it. So all of these things, like, it's crazy, and like the invincibility on the Tatsu
It's
now.
very important to have
The
side,
side,
the legs and be able to kind of go through most projectiles is very important.
You can go through so many things. You just invalidate all these things, all these moves. I've seen Luigi Plunger go through Ryu and Ken.
Shotos
like as
here,
he's Tatsuing, you just like you're sitting right in front of him. Go for the grab. Plunger just goes through him and falls to the ground, and you're just like, "What happened?
You're dead." That's what
happened." And anyway,
so
yeah, Ryu and Ken, don't know why they got buffed like 3 times in this game. In 3.0, 6.0, 7.0, these are really like crazy buffs now. Like this character is so broken. If you haven't picked up these characters, like follow my lead, get on there.
Try them out.
Yeah,
Cloud got some left.
Cloud did as well. I don't think the Cloud buffs are going to be really as useful as I'd like to see. I want to see the Nair.
It increased 20% though on the limit charge. Isn't too
right, and the limit charge is fine. The tipper on the up smash is kind of cool. It comes out faster. I want to see the Nair buff, right? Like that's something that he needs, right? These are all like hard read tools, right? These are not like, oh, I've got something in the neutral I can use, right? You can't use your Nair. It's not hardly functional, right? So these are all like, oh, if I get an up smash, yeah, if you get an up smash, but that's tough. You can't just rely on that the whole time. That's tough. And finally, the Joker.
And the ones we've all been waiting for.
This is the one I'm actually I was advocating for this specific buff since he came out. So, or nerf. Yeah, this specific nerf since he came out. I always thought that Arsene should be out for less time.
Yeah, and now they change this now. You get a hit with Arsene, and I've watched sets during spot dodge where like, you see Joker get hit, and Arsene goes away so much faster. It's good to have. Yeah, you're like hitting Arsene straight in the gut and sending him out. You're like, get out of here, and he's like, okay, I got you, bro. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to see these kind of buffs and nerfs as well. We are finally seeing a few good nerfs to characters that a lot of people were advocating for, like the Palo, the Joker. These are characters that they needed to like, well, I wouldn't say that they needed to like actively change, some changes. But the buff that the nerf to Joker was definitely needed, and I think that's a welcome change. The nerf to Palutena, I think it helps because they gave her a trade-off, right? They're not just like carte blanche, like nerfing things. They're actually making things more truly balanced,
right? They're giving things the right tweaks, and that's what I'm excited to see. So.
I'm gonna be able to card cancel on the top 2 and short whenever I want to, which I can now.
Yep,
Yay.
there we go. Let's go short
But
you.
That's all we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep, remember.
I'm Monitor, casual extraordinaire. You play a match of Smash later, play with items on, just for me.
Just for him.
Just for me.
There you go. And then turn them off for me. I'm Nerf. Remember, you can find us at Smash Best of 5 on Twitter. We'll be going live with the audio tomorrow on the following Monday. Of course, you can listen to this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or elsewhere. We have lots of different methods. And give us some feedback if you ever want to, let us know what you want to see, what you want to see us talk about in the MDVA Smash region. Just let us know. We are always open to suggestions, and we'd be happy to listen to what you want to see. So next time you're out there and you're thinking about playing some local at the local Smash tournament, any local Smash tournament, go out there and try your hand. Like we said, we want to see the growth of the scene. We hope to see more of our top players in the near future, and we'll see you all next time.